everybody? Mandis Buckle here from Midwest Muscle Report, and we get a chance to catch up with the third place finisher at this year's Olympia, Heather Grace. Heather, how are you feeling?
I'm on cloud nine. I'm a happy girl.
You gotta be.
I am. It's really an incredible feeling.
Now, you had an interesting story because people were talking a little bit about, you did a show, was it a week or two ago?
Last week, Phoenix.
And you didn't even win that show, which I don't understand. I didn't see the pictures, but the physique you brought this weekend, there was no question that you were when you came out on stage, you were going to be in the top 5. And there was a lot of girls.
Thank you.
But when you came out on stage, it was like, well, somebody came to play.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the goal. After the Mile High, Dylan and I sat down and I said, listen, I want Jaws to drop, period. That's it. I just want to surprise people. And he was like, we can do that.
Yeah.
So that was the goal going forward.
What did you do different in 1 week to all of a sudden?
Nothing. I just kept going. So one of the things that I did learn about my body, and I've talked to a couple of other folks that have done back-to-back shows, is that I get better show to show to show.
Yeah.
So ideally, if I could have set this up perfectly, I would have planned 2 shows prior to the Olympia and planned to hit at the O.
Right.
So given the fact that Phoenix was the week before, it was the Wings of Strength show, which I love. I love to support Tim Gardner.
Yep. Oh,
and
fantastic.
Alina Popo was doing it from our gym. My trainer Dylan was already going to be there.
And Dylan's your coach.
Yeah, it just made sense.
And you guys are out of Colorado.
Yeah, it just made sense. Phoenix is an easy flight.
Yeah.
So I just thought, okay, no matter what, we're going to do this show in order to come in at the best at the O.
That's interesting you say that, because I've heard some coaches say, oh, there's no such thing as a warm-up show. You don't need to do a show before if you're just supposed to be in shape and show up. And there's other people who say, we get better show after show.
Well, I didn't plan it as a warm-up. I planned to show up and take that one too.
Right.
But it wasn't, it didn't work out that way. Did I make any changes? No. But I also know that I do tighten up.
Right.
And I've heard, John Meadows has alluded to that as well. A couple folks that do shows back-to-back, I've heard that they get better. I mean, that's one of the...
I'm a strong believer in the same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was funny. Like, a lot of folks reached out to me and they were like, are you crazy? What are you thinking? Blah, blah, blah. And, I mean, the dehydration that's kind of rough, but...
That's the hard part.
Hey, if it works, it works,
Absolutely.
We do what we have to do,
Yes,
so...
Yes, and obviously it really worked for
Thanks.
you. One of the things that people had talked about, and we saw last year, was you needed to bring your legs up some more. You obviously did that. What was going on in your off season? What was the game plan? Was it primarily just focus on legs? Did you do it every 4 or 5 days? Did you change your training styles?
So my frequency increased. I was training twice a day. I usually train twice a day. I ended up picking up a new training partner. It was about 4 weeks before the Mile High. And it's the first time in a long time that I've trained with somebody regularly that pushes me and pushes me and pushes me. So that was huge. And I can't say enough about, having a training partner there day in and day out. It's great. Yeah. But also my training frequency increased. My calories increased. I definitely utilize nutrient timing and push the carbs.
Right.
As much as I could while I was training, and I think it made a big difference. And
it did.
From a metabolic standpoint, it was a lot easier coming into the show.
Okay.
And everything is pretty consistent. I think I increased my intensity and frequency. So
you kept it simple, you kept it basic, but it's basic and simple is effective as long as you execute.
Right.
As long as you execute, and like you said, a new training partner. Obviously, the motivation at coming into the biggest show.
That didn't hurt either.
Not at all. So those things obviously all worked for you. Heather, we're so happy. There's nothing but positive things said about you. We see a lot of stuff on social media. Your coach, the gym you train out of.
It's awesome.
It's great for the sport. It's great for up and coming athletes. So those are all great things. Like I said, we've heard nothing but good things about you. So we're really glad we got a chance to catch up with you. Could not be happier for you.
Thank you.
Placing third.
Thank you.
When are we going to see you again? Is it just going to be the Arnold?
I don't know yet. I don't even know if I'm going to do the Arnold, to be honest with you. I like the idea of the Arnold, and I didn't do it last year, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take probably about 5 days off.
To enjoy a little bit?
To enjoy a little bit, and then I'm going to get right back at it and just start pounding these twigs. Let's see what we can do.
You're an athlete and you want to get better.
Yeah.
Heather, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Amanda's Buckle, Heather Grace, Midwest Wrestler Report. We're out.